everyone, I got a case for you guys. You guys are really going to enjoy this. For all my velocity banking fans, you're going to be like, this is it. This proves that this strategy really works at all levels. At all levels. I'm going to say this. It truly does not matter how much money you make. It's all about what you keep. Cash flow is so key. Okay? For all my debt snowball fans, the haters, all right? I really want to open your eyes. Okay? I just want to open them. Take a deep dive and really analyze this concept for what it really can do for your life and for the people around you, right? So if I have any financial coaches out there, I am looking to collaborate with some of you guys. I want to combine debt snowball and velocity banking together. I think both concepts are great, okay? I think debt snowball is a great strategy for people who are undisciplined, do not have a grip on their finances, and they need some grounding, they need some foundation. So I think debt snowball is great for people who need grounding. You need the fundamentals, you need to get disciplined, you need to get a grip on how much money you spend and how much you make, and you need to go from negative cash flow to positive. Hey, debt snowball is going to be a good route, it's going to be a good start, but it's not where you finish. That's the key. See, we want to use debt snowball for what it is in those initial beginning steps because it's great. And then you want to get to a point where you can make the transition into velocity banking. Okay? So on the board here, I have a client that I've been working with prior to them coming across my channel. They were doing debt snowball just like everyone else does in life. Debt snowball. You take extra money, you put it towards your smallest debt, and you're on your merry way. And you try to build up an emergency fund, and you try to save money, you try to invest. Money goes everywhere. What I want to do here is implement velocity banking and show you just how powerful the concept can be in the first year, right? Or in the first few months, that we can get massive results and release a ton of stress. Let's take a look at the board here. I'm going to give you every number, every detail. I'm not going to leave anything out. And you're going to do the numbers with me. You're going to run it with me. So I might be referring back to my notes here because I wrote a lot, right? And I want to make sure I didn't miss a thing, okay? So look, we have monthly net income of $16,981. Our monthly net expenses is $15,873. Total debt is $703,201. Their monthly cash flow is $1,108. See what I'm trying to tell you, people? It don't matter how much money you make. It's all about what you keep, man. What you keep is key. All right? So here we go. This gentleman has a secured personal line of credit. Secured for $25,000. Look at that interest rate. Oof, I love it. 2.6%. That is peanuts. Love it. So, by the way, every other debt he has, the interest rate is higher than 2.6%. So, just by consolidating debt to the line of credit is going to get you results. Just by doing that. But we're not just doing that. We're not debt consolidating. We're doing more than just debt consolidating. We're actually paying off the damn thing and increasing our cash flow and building our credit score, all using our income at the same time, simultaneously getting results in record time. We've got that secured personal line of credit for $25,000 at 2.6%. Here's what's going on. Okay, the first things first is we have two vehicles. Okay, the first vehicle we owe $16,681 on, and the monthly payment is $400 a month. And the interest rate on the first vehicle that we're going to pay off here in the example here is a little over 4%. It's like 4.2 or 4.6. So in velocity banking, when we are leveraging debt, we're leveraging a line of credit, the first thing we have to do is determine what our chunk is going to be. How much money am I going to take from this 25 and apply it towards debt? Okay, that's what we have to first figure out. And then the next thing we have to figure out is the amount of interest that we're going to save while doing that transaction. Okay, so that's the first thing that's going on in this scenario here, is we have to make a chunk towards that first vehicle. So I'm going to take $16,681 from the line of credit. I'm going to take it out of the line of credit, and I'm going to make a lump sum payment to that vehicle, which is going to increase my cash flow immediately after paying it off by $400. Okay, we have a second vehicle. He owes $26,103. Okay, so this is the second vehicle. And we also have a credit card, a 0% credit card for $10,496. It's at 0% and it expires during the time that we're trying to make a chunk towards a debt. Okay, so what we're doing in this scenario here is we're leveraging a personal line of credit secured for $25K at the 2.6%, but we're also going to leverage a credit card that he has with Citibank, I believe it is, and it is at 0%. So he has credit availability of over $35,000 on this credit card, and he has an offer for 0% on balance transfers for a 3% fee till August 1st of 2020. And I've been working with this gentleman through September going into October. So that's around the time frame that we're working, is from September to October is when we're implementing all of these things that's going on. So to recap, we've got the personal line of credit that we just made a chunk for, $16,681. That means I've paid off the car. I shifted the debt to the personal line of credit secured at the 2.6% rate. The vehicle was at a higher rate. So just by doing that, I'm going to save money, right? So that's the first part of what you would call debt consolidation. The velocity banking is going to be what you see right here, and I'm going to explain that in a minute. The other move that we're making is we have that 0% Discover card that's at $10,000 owed on that card. When the interest expires on that Discover card, it's going to start charging him 18.24%. That's a lot, right? The monthly payment that he's paying on that 0% Discover card is $200 a month. So with the help of another credit card that he has at the 0% offer, right, till 8/1/2020, costs him 3%. What we want to do is shift that whole entire Discover debt. And on top of that, I'm also going to shift 33% of the balance owed on the second vehicle. Okay? And I'm going to shift that to that 0% credit card. So the total amount of money that I'm shifting to this new credit card is $19,103.99. The way I came up with that number was simply the balance of Discover, and I took a third of the balance of the second vehicle. And if you look over here, I save over $1,500 by paying off this vehicle, number one. I save $3,022.25 on the second vehicle, and I also remove over 26 payments of the second vehicle right here. So I'm making a principal payment of $8,613.99 from that 0% credit card. So I take cash out of that, credit card, apply it towards the vehicle, right? So that means this $8,613.99 is now going to be on this credit card along with the debt that we shifted from Discover. All right. So we have a total interest savings day one doing velocity banking of $4,522.25. Now, you have to factor in whatever interest costs I'm going to have on the $16,681 at that 2.6% rate, and the fee to move $19,103.99. You take that, you times it by 3%, you're going to get $573.29. So we got a cost of borrowing, $573.29, and then between anywhere from $200 to about $250 from the time that I owe $16,681 to all the way to zero on the line of credit. So we have a net positive interest savings of somewhere around $3,698.96. That's just interest savings alone. This, what we just did, if I just stopped there, I just consolidated debt. Better than me taking out a loan, right, that's going to be amortized, or refinancing debt that's going to reset my clock, right? So just by doing this alone, I save him $3,698.96, right? Now, I don't want to stop there, because if I stop there, everything's going to get messed up, right? You don't actually pay off the debt. All you did was borrow from Peter to pay Paul. Here's where velocity banking comes into play. So now that I have this $16,681, my very next move, over the course of 30 days, this gentleman is going to make $16,981. Every time he receives a paycheck, he is going to send all of his income into that secured personal line of credit. Okay? So over the course of 30 days, $16,981 goes into the line of credit. $15,462 will come out of the line of credit to continue to pay his bills, to continue to pay the payment on this, to pay the payment on this, to pay the payment on his mortgage, his other loans, his payments, expenses, things like that. What he does not have is a payment on the personal line of credit. Why? Because his income was the payment. So due to us taking the $16,681, when you're dealing with a simple interest debt, such as a line of credit or a HELOC, it takes time for not only the statement to come out, to send to you in the mail, say, here's your statement, here's what you owe. It takes time for the money to accrue interest. You need time to not only get the bill, but to accrue the interest. So before I even allow the line of credit to accrue time and interest, I'm already going to make my payment to that personal line of credit, even though I don't even have one yet. And by doing that, I actually push the due date and I push the interest back. So as soon as he takes out the $16,681, whatever money he has on hand in cash in his checking account will get directly moved into that line of credit, and he won't pay anything in interest because he needs time for that line of credit to accrue interest. So if I take away the time and I put money in as soon as I take it out, that means 100% of my income is now principal sitting in the line of credit, which I can then use that same money to take out to pay my bills. Meanwhile, the line of credit has registered that this man paid his bill already. So he's not going to have one the following month. He's not going to have a payment. He's going to need time before that payment accrues more interest. And before we even get to the 30 days, what's happening? As he's pulling money out, he's also putting money in. So it's as if every single time I dump money in, I'm barely paying anything in interest. Sometimes nothing. Pure principal right into the line of credit. That does not work with loans. It doesn't work no matter what. Whether you paid at the first of the month or at the end of the month, you will always pay the interest for the whole entire month and moving forward. That's how it works every single time. So now that you understand that, and we dumped all income in and we took expenses out, notice how the expenses dropped because I paid off the vehicle. So that means less money is coming out of the line of credit. That means I have more cash flow sitting in the secured personal line of credit. So at the end of October, his balance will be somewhere around $15,162. And if we just kept going each and every month, okay, we do the numbers, income goes in, expenses come out, income goes in, expenses come out. Every 30 days, this is velocity banking right here. What's going on over here and over here is the shifted debt that we moved, right? So I made a chunk from a credit card, $8,613.99, straight principal. So my balance on the second vehicle goes from $26,103 down to $17,498.01. Same time frame, October, right? September, October, same time frame. So he has a monthly payment of $435 a month on that vehicle. This is principal plus interest, $435. So at the end of October, here's what the balance is on the second vehicle, $17,189.18. And we're going to go through the same time period as this, right? All the way down to July, right? So in July of 2020, my balance on the line of credit should be somewhere around this number, $1,491 or less. It could be less, but here's what the estimate is. Here's what the balance will be on the vehicle, $14,007.95. Understand that when we made that chunk from the credit card onto this vehicle, more of this $435 every single month thereafter is going to be more money going towards principal and less towards interest because we're making an initial chunk payment, a big amount we're throwing on the vehicle. So we got interest savings there. Over here, I now have $19,103.99 at 0%. So out of all this debt that he has, we just paid off $16,681. We wiped out $86,13.99. Over there, that same $86,13.99 is now sitting over here, 0%, right? And so we're going to assume, especially with a credit card, usually it's 1% of the balance. So we're going to assume about a $200 payment, about the same amount he was paying on that Discover credit card. We're going to assume $200 a month times 10 months from like September, October, all the way to somewhere around July, all right, going into August. So his balance is going to be at $17,103.99 on that 0% credit card. And then it's going to expire. So before it expires and I start paying interest, right, we're going to leverage the line of credit yet again. And we're going to keep paying the monthly payment over here. We're going to keep paying our bills. We're not late on nothing. Nothing's going wrong. Everything is according to plan. So come August, we're going to make that second chunk. The reason why we need to make a chunk in August is we need to pay off that credit card so we don't pay any interest. Because we consolidated debt, but it doesn't stop there. We want to make sure that we're still minimizing our interest savings, our cost of borrowing. So August 2nd, I now make a chunk of this amount, $17,103.99, and I'm going to shift this debt that was at 0%, and to avoid the high interest rate on credit cards, being with Citibank or whatever credit cards you have, usually the average is like over 20% with the interest rates, even with good credit, right? So to avoid that interest being tacked on the $17,103, we're going to shift it to the line of credit, okay? So here's what happens. The personal line of credit is now going to be at $17,103.99, okay? At the end of July, we're assuming a balance of $1,491. When I go into August, that's a new month, okay? So if he has a balance still on the line of credit, then it'll be probably more than the $17,103.99. If he does not have a balance on the line of credit, then the balance will be at $17,103.99. I am confident that with this adjustment, this about time frame, with his income and his cash flow increase, and I believe that he will make more money as he goes through the months, so when he steps into the new year, you know, whether that's tax returns, bonus, increase in pay, maybe he just simply cuts the hell back on expenses. I mean, geez, right? Some of you guys need to cut back on expenses to help my numbers get a little better. You know what I mean? So I'm very confident that he can bring that line of credit to zero by July or by August. So what I did here was just analyze that debt that we shifted, right? The $17,103.99 is now on the personal line of credit. It's August 2020. Income goes in, expenses come out. My expenses drop by $200 because I'm no longer paying $200 a month towards that credit card. So another $200 is staying in the line of credit each and every month, okay? So by the end of August, here we go. Here's the balance, $15,384.99. September, October, November, December, okay? Here's where things get really interesting and where I start to really blow past that snowball. I already blew past that snowball in the beginning by doing all these moves, right? We've got 3 separate things going on right here. But now to make it even more effective, the balance in December is at somewhere around $8,508 on the line of credit, okay? In December, his balance on the vehicle, the second vehicle that he's paying $435 a month on, is now at $12,175.37. So we could make our third chunk. We have a line of credit that's for $25,000. So we do have enough space in the line of credit to wipe out this vehicle, save another $1,000, $2,000 plus on interest, and shift that whole vehicle to the line of credit at the 2.6% rate, because this vehicle is at 6.4%, I believe. So we had one vehicle that was at 4+%. This vehicle is at 6+%, and the credit cards there were at like 18% or higher. And we're just shifting it all to the line of credit. Look at that, 2.6% rate. Look at that. It's amazing, right? So here would be the balance somewhere around December or possibly even January, but we're going to assume December, the balance being at $20,858.37. Income goes in. Look at my expenses. They dropped by $435. So expenses are now $14,827. Balance by the end of January 2021, or it could be December, somewhere around this time frame. The balance will be somewhere around $18,704.37. And from that move alone, when we shifted this debt, I saved $2,000 in interest, right? So my net savings will probably look like $1,800, maybe $1,900, or it just might be a net savings of $2,000. If I did my math right, it'll probably be a net savings of $2,000, which is powerful. And now I just got to focus on bringing the line of credit back to zero, and then I focus on the next debt. Okay? So to wrap up this whole example here, when we analyze everything, when all the numbers, right? Because while this is all going on, he's still paying other debts that he has. For example, his mortgage is $4,000 a month. 4,000 times 16 months. This is the time frame. We're looking at a 16-month time frame for velocity banking. In that 16 months, from the line of credit alone, just from the personal line of credit, I wipe out $61,887. Okay? The 19, the 26, the 16, all gone. So the mortgage, even while all this is going on, when he's taking out his expenses, right? That same money that we used to pay the line of credit, same dollars, is being used to pay his other debts. So over 16 months times 4,000, that's $64,000. He has another debt, 0% credit card, $60 a month times 16, that's $960. And he has a personal loan, $827 times 16 months, that's $13,232. When you add all these numbers up, the total amount of debt that we paid towards the overall debt of 703 is $140,079. $140,079. That's incredible. In 16 months. You cannot do that with Debt Snowball, my friend. With Debt Snowball, you only have the 1108 to work with, right? Or if he never got the secure personal line of credit, he's got the 1108 plus the 25,000. The problem is, if you're someone that has a large savings account and you want to throw this money towards debt, as soon as you throw all that money towards debt, bye-bye money is gone. You can't use it again. Whereas this gentleman, he decided to leverage his 25, give it to the bank, and the bank gave him an additional 25. So in total, I have $50,000, right? I secured 25,000 with the bank, and then the bank gave me 25 at that 2.6% rate. I don't mind paying this 2.6% if I'm going to be paying off 4%, 6.4%, 18%. I don't mind that, right? Look at my borrowing costs. It was the $573.29, $200 to $250 from September, October, all the way to July. That was my borrowing cost. But I netted a savings of $3,698.96. And then when I came into August and I did that next chunk and moving that balance, the 17K from August to December, I saved another 18.24% and paid 2.6. So that's about maybe another $150, $200 maybe in interest. And then when I go to finally pay off the vehicle, that's another $2,000+ I save on interest. So when you look at the overall picture, what am I saving? Well over $2,000, $3,000, $5,000, almost $6,000+ I save on interest in that 16-month period. Plus, I also paid a principal just from the line of credit alone of $61,887. Whatever interest from the 64K is interest, right? That went towards that debt, but there's principal in there. This $960 is all principal because it's at a 0% credit card, and this $13,232, a lot of that is principal as well. So total $140,000. If you was to take that number and divide it by the 703 and just kept doing the same thing, making chunk payments every so often it takes to make a chunk and zero it out, make a chunk, zero it out, we'll be debt free in about 5 years or less. All he has to do is what the Debt Snowball does, right? What they tell you to do. Spend less money. Don't overspend. Stop wasting. Sell some stuff. Be conservative. Go into conservation mode, right? You can do some of those debt snowball baby step moves. I'm speeding up the process by skipping one of the baby steps of having an emergency fund. That is my emergency fund. It was his $25,000 that he had initially to start with. That was his money. Anything goes down, he can always pull the money out. He can always just pay off the line of credit, pull the money out, secured. It's mine. No problem, right? I never lose my cash flow. My cash flow is always in there. Because I'm using the bank's money first and saving thousands on interest, my cash flow doesn't go towards interest. It goes towards principal to pay me back. So I keep this flow going. Are you hearing me? I hope you are. Because when this clicks for you, when this lands, you're going to be like this gentleman. You know, maybe you're making half of his income, or a third, or a fourth. This can work for you. Maybe you're someone that does make 25, 35K a month. Listen, at all levels, it works at all levels, velocity banking. It's just a matter of you running the math, doing the math, right? And having someone like me to work with you side by side, making sure the math is clear, it's understandable, we get it, we execute it, and we stay on track, right? My name is Denzel Rodriguez. I hope this video was very helpful to you. On this channel, we cover velocity banking, infinite banking, and kingdom authority. My whole objective, purpose in life is to help mothers acquire their authority over their household, build a legacy that will last forever. You can check out the links below in the description. I do one-on-one coaching. I have velocity banking master classes that I run, and I have a velocity banking manifesto program, a simple, straight to the point video program that really lays out all the steps that you need to take before starting velocity banking, and you get to watch exclusive scenarios that I run where I map out entire timelines so that you can really understand this concept, see other examples, relate it to yourself so you can take that next step. And when you're ready, you can then sign up for some one-on-one coaching. You can run your numbers. You might even throw it on the board. All right? Have a wonderful day and God bless.